I'm Elizabeth Atondo from Los Angeles Pierce College, Articulation Officer and now Curriculum Chair there. Here to give you a brief overview on SB 1440, and then if you have questions, hopefully you will. So you all probably know SB Senate Bill 1440 was signed by Schwarzenegger last month, right? We're in October now. So this is a bill. So I should state right off on the record, you know, I don't think it's a good piece of legislation, right? I think the intent of it was good, but I don't think the final language is going to produce what it's intending to, which is a more efficient transfer to CSU and then a quicker exit from the CSU. So what the bill says is that California community colleges must, by fall 2011, have an associate degree for transfer to the CSU in place. So it means we all need to have at least one of these degrees. Okay, the bill isn't specific on that. The ingredients of the degree is a minimum of 60 transferable units, a 2.0 GPA. Hopefully we'll get a PowerPoint up and you'll see some of this, just to kind of keep me on track. The CSU GE plan or IGETC as completion of GE associate degree, and we cannot impose any additional requirements on that. Okay, so completion of CSU GE or IGETC meets associate degree GE for this degree. So that's a big change for some California community colleges, right, who let students use those plans but also imposed additional local requirements, right? So for this degree, we can't do that. And then a minimum of 18 units in a major. So we have to have it in place by fall 2011. What the CSUs have to do is accept this degree as a guaranteed admission to the CSU system, not a CSU campus and not a major. So while in the press and the PR has been touting that as some unique, it's a guarantee to the CSU, those of us in articulation and transfer and counseling have been reminding each other, but hopefully our fellow faculty members, that our students have always had a guarantee to the CSU system who complete 60 units of CSU transferable, a 2.0, and the Golden 4. So this guarantee is nothing new. They just want us to think it is. It's not. So it guarantees admission to the CSU system. It doesn't guarantee to a major or to a campus. It says that the CSU has to accept the 18 units that we define in the major as completion of lower division major prep. So however we define the 18 units in psychology or sociology or business, all the CSU campuses have to accept that as fulfilling lower division major prep.
Elizabeth, you're live.
Oh, good.
Sort of. I'm on my laptop.
Okay.
Of course, it's completely messed up because we're at my laptop.
So you want me to go up there and click? And again, this is just to keep me on track. This is the presentation on 1440 that Jane Patton and Michelle Pilati from the ASCCC, the president and vice president, gave last week to the SEAC, at the SEAC conference, the California Intersegmental Articulation Council conference. So it's the CSU, UC, and CCC, and private articulation officers. So it'll be a good guide to keep me on track, and I can show you kind of what the ASCCC is planning, and I'll give you my 2 cents on it. So are you good?
Yeah,
you want me to?
I think so.
Okay.
You good?
Yeah. I'll go. Just go.
Yeah.
Go, and I'll make sure I'll hit on it. Okay, so this is what I was telling you, what it has to consist of. Fine, you can keep going. Keep going. Yep. Okay, so I showed you all that. Okay, so here, let's stop here for a second. So again, it guarantees admission with junior status. That's really nothing new. It does not guarantee admission for specific majors or campuses. The CSU shall grant student prior admission to his or her local CSU campus and to a program or major that is similar. Okay, so, and the ASCCC, right, is well aware that right, we've got some issues, because who's defining similar? It seems to leave, or it does leave it to each CSU campus. So we have no idea how that's going to drill down. Does that mean at each CSU campus, it's going to drill down to the department, and the department chair of psychology at CSU San Marcos is going to decide what's similar? We don't know. No one knows yet. So we have some big questions. And then this local priority, it's good, but it's nothing different. So, for example, the students at the 9 of our colleges, like right now, the majority of CSU transfers from Pierce go to CSUN. It's pretty obvious, right, just geographically. Well, CSUN doesn't admit by local priority. So there's going to be no benefit to this degree for Pierce students, who over 80% go to CSUN, Cal State LA, and Dominguez Hills. So this will be beneficial maybe to some students. Again, yet to be seen. And those of you in the same transfer to counseling, chime in if you think there's something important I'm missing there. Okay, so keep going. Okay, so here's potentially one benefit, is that the students who transfer with this degree to a CSU, the CSU cannot require the student to take more than 60 additional semester units after transfer for baccalaureate degrees that can be obtained in 120 units. So that could be beneficial, right? So if a student transfers with this degree with 60 or 65 or 70 units, I mean, probably won't most be right at 60. The CSU cannot require them to take more than 60 after transfer. And I mean, probably a lot of you have seen all those numbers. I don't know them by heart, but right, CSU students who are transferring, who are graduating with a baccalaureate degree are oftentimes have a lot of units, 150, 160, 170, huge numbers. So that is a potential benefit. We may realize some efficiencies there. So that could be cool. Okay.
I just want to make one thing clear, because
Yes.
something came up, and that does not count, though, if you were choosing a
Thank
double major or a minor that may require additional units. This is just for the first baccalaureate degree that they can't.
And what if a student changes majors?
If a student changes majors, they're in a little bit of trouble.
And we don't know if the CSU's going to let them. So if a student transfers with this degree in psychology and then gets to the CSU and changes to sociology, are the CSU's going to allow them to do it? If they do, they're going to end up with more than 120 units. So all of these are unanswered, which makes a lot of us a little uneasy, because we're being told we need to develop these degrees by fall 2011. And I'm kind of like, well, but what do we tell our students when right now I'm saying, I don't know. So we'll see. There's a lot of work to do. Okay. Wait, go back to that one real quick. If you can. It's not that big a deal. No, we're good. Okay. So more vague, that was more vague.